Hey everybody, it's John. Lake Erie Chestnuts giving you an update on the chestnuts here. You can see our growing experiment is coming along well. I've lifted this light a little bit. It's not quite as uneven here, just to give you a little better view of the chestnuts, and they're coming along well. And I thought I would show you kind of where we are as far as the growing room, and then kind of show you how I determine is it time to start watering my trees. Especially chestnuts are sensitive to how much water you give them. So come along and I'll show you how I determine when it is time to give them that water. So we got you a little bit on the fisheye view at the 0.5 setting on the lens. And we're going to look at these plants here. The containers are coming along well. We only have one tree that looks like it's a little weak. And then these other trees are coming along well. You can see some of these are getting pretty tall. I'd say our tallest ones, they're all about a foot tall. Determining when to water, if the soil is completely crumbly, you know, as far down as you go, you need to think about watering your plant. But the problem when you put them all together is you have a couple here that are really dry, and then right next to it, you have one that has some moisture. And so you either have to be real selective about how you water them, or wait just another day or two and then water them. These have been last watered about 6 days ago. Now containers, obviously, they have a skinnier pot, so they're going to need watered a little more frequently, but you can see down below, you can spray with your sprayer and avoid most of the leaves once they get to this point. You can see there. But I've taken the tops of one of these Jiffy plant things, 72 cell garden planters, such as this. It comes with that plastic lid, and underneath it, I'm doing bottom watering. So I just put some water in here, and I'll let them soak that up, and then won't water them for a while. Again, these right here have damping off problems. You see this guy's trying to send out some side branches, and one of those may do okay. The plant will have to figure out if it's going to survive or not, but that's just one of the symptoms. I have those sitting outside the watering because I am just letting them dry up. And that has been my best, most successful way of getting them to grow if they get the damping off problem. We got some newer guys growing here. We get some new ones popping up in the root makers. Here's our oak forest growing. Starting to send up their second little flush of growth on a couple of them. So all of them will do that. They do their first set of leaves and then start sending up this second flush. And you can see that they're starting to do that here. And I got some tomatoes and so forth going. And these are those chestnuts that I used that were from 2021 seeds and sat in the fridge for over a year. I told you that they kind of burn off their top, but you can see they will make a second branch and that they will be very strong and robust. That's because they tried to send up a stem last summer while they were in the fridge, even though it was very cold, and that stem just can't tolerate after sitting for a year with no light. It just burns off. But then the nut still wants to grow, so you can see this guy's coming up a new one right here. And they'll look like that within the next week or so. I've repotted up some of my vegetables. Got some zinnias here. Zinnias, some tomatoes. So that's what we got growing here in the plant room. I've holding off on planting any more seeds indoors because I want to grow a lot of them outdoors in my protected boxes that I have. We have a number of persimmon trees starting to sprout. We're gonna let them get just a little bit beyond this point, and then we'll pot them up. Beautiful. Makes me very happy.